Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we're going to be profiling Grid Battery Metals. This is a company that was actually brought to me in the form of a subscriber request. They've got a dual focus on nickel and lithium, a ton of things going for this organization that we're going to talk about in today's presentation. But before we do, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's 100% free to do. It helps get this content to other people of similar interest who may find value. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. The community is almost at 42,000 members. Absolutely mind-blowing. We appreciate each and every one of your support and input. And as a result, please leave a comment in the section below. Let me know if you're currently holding shares of this company, your outlook on the battery metal sector overall, specifically nickel and lithium in 2024. Now with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're going to be profiling Grid Battery Metals Incorporated. As you can see here, trades on the OTC in the United States under the ticker EVKRF. Now this is as of Monday, March 4th. They were up just under 1% on the session, currently trading just below 4 cents US. And if we look at a 6-month chart, you can see they've been trading relatively flat or sideways over the past 4 months. Now, Grid Battery Metals also trades on the TSX Venture here in Canada under the ticker CELL or CELL. On the Canadian side of things, you can see they closed out today's session at 5 cents even. And this one's super interesting for a number of reasons. It actually came to me in the form of a subscriber request. It's the first time we're profiling this company on the channel. So we're going to kick it off by looking at their corporate website. I'll leave this linked in the video description below. Then we're going to follow that up by taking a look at their current projects and finishing with a really interesting article talking about a bullish thesis laid out or put forward for Grid Battery Metals. So to kick things off here, you guys, you can see this is an exploration company, obviously focused on battery metals, including nickel and lithium. So we've talked about both of these resources or elements on the channel previously. These two battery metals are both forecasted to experience rapid growth over the coming decade as we continue to see the EV market overall blossom and the battery and storage market follow suit. Now they then call out some key highlights for the industry overall, including 10 million electric vehicles sold worldwide back in 2022, and the fact that annual lithium demand is expected to surpass 3 million tons per year by 2030. Now as you continue to scroll down, you can see an About Us section here talking about their well-situated project in central British Columbia, access to existing infrastructure, and the fact that the adjoining company has spent over $25 million to explore and develop their target. So as we continue to move through, we can then get into the project section of the website where they lay out their plans to explore and develop for mineral deposits of superior quality, particularly those containing battery metals to support that sustainable future we just referenced. And this is where you'll see their portfolio of different projects. First and foremost is Texas Spring. Now the Texas Spring property is super interesting. It's located in Elko County, Nevada. It's located in the Granite Range southeast of Jackpot, Nevada, and it's actually adjacent to the southern border of the Nevada North Lithium Project, which is owned by Surge Battery Metals, also previously covered on the channel, trades under the ticker NILI or NILI, and comprises of 303 mineral claims. Now this is 100% interest, no royalties, and again located in one of the top or third best mining jurisdictions in the world as ranked by the Fraser Institute in 2019. You then have the Clayton Valley Lithium Project, which has strong potential to actually host lithium brine deposits in favorable geologic horizons within this basin fill. We've talked about these lithium brines on prior videos as well. Total area of about 930 hectares. And last but not least is the Volt Canyon Project, which consists of 80 placer claims which have been staked, covering approximately 635 hectares, located in Monitor Valley, Nevada. And again, along with the Clayton Valley Lithium Project, close proximity to that Tesla Gigafactory. Now their nickel portfolio is known as the Grid Nickel Project. If we click on that link, you can see this is in central BC with 100% interest on 6,125 hectares with the option to acquire 100% interest on 1,400 additional hectares. with the property being road and helicopter accessible from Fort St. James. So again, that diversified exposure to both nickel and lithium, each of which is crucial in the battery metals or battery development cycle. Now, what's interesting about Grid Battery Metals is not only a subscriber brought this one to my attention, but I also picked up this article from metals.marketreaders.com. I'll leave this linked in the video description below as well. And this talks about a number of key catalysts or bullish catalysts that they've laid out for Grid Battery Metals. So the Harbinger research target came out with 193% upside potential for Grid Battery Metals. The article itself is called $276 billion EV battery market. Soaring battery metal demand sets stage for little-known explorer's recent acquisition in Lithium, Silicon Valley. And again, that 2-for-1 opportunity in the EV battery resource sector. See why now could be a good time to start your research on this company. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier the proximity of these projects to Tesla's Gigafactory in the state of Nevada. This represents a $3.6 billion investment in battery cell production. This is a conceptualized image of the Gigafactory here, which really demonstrates the demand expectations for EV batteries and the EV sector over the next few decades. Now, to support that thesis, US electric vehicle sales were up 66% in 2023. That rise brought them to a total representation of about 7% of all US auto sales. And they then go on to talk about 7 reasons why Grid Battery Metals may be able to support this bullish thesis or bullish market developing in the EV space. So first and foremost is the great working capital position of Grid Battery Metals. As of June of 2023, they had working capital of about $7.2 million Canadian and about $5 million still on their books as of the middle of September of last year. That's helping to really support or carry out on this portfolio of lithium and nickel projects, which we just talked about. The strong assets within that portfolio, we just looked at some of their strong properties and proximity to Surge Battery Metals. They also received a total of 6 million shares of Surge Battery Metals as part of a transaction that involved the sale of some non-core nickel assets to Surge. So Grid Battery Metals can continue to sell those to bolster their cash position if needed in the future. Now, the world-class mining jurisdictions are listed third here, both Nevada and British Columbia, known for their mining-friendly rules, regulations, and political stance. Their strategic land holdings, which we looked at in those images associated with their properties, the rollout and listing of their subsidiary SpinCo, and interestingly enough, we just got an update back on February 21st about Grid Battery Metals' plan or spin-out proposal for their TSX-listed venture subsidiary AC/DC Battery Metals. And as you continue to scroll down, you can see more details about this proposed transaction, which obviously is a very timely update. They then go on to talk about the rising demand, Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, which we've talked about, trying to onshore the sourcing of a lot of these critical battery materials and metals. And then finally, the seasoned management team, which we've discussed in prior videos, crucially important for these smaller companies to have the connections, the resources, and the track record behind them to take these companies to the next level. And speaking of leadership, you can actually see a great interview from Grid Battery Metals CEO Tim Fernbach discussing that Texas Springs, Nevada lithium project, which is definitely worth a watch if you're looking to get involved with this company. And then another great thing I saw within this article was the feature that Grid Battery Metals got on BNN Bloomberg. This is a program that I used to watch religiously back in university when I was getting involved in investing, and was recently featured in a BNN Bloomberg article for their strategic position in this growing lithium and nickel market, talking about some of the bullish points we saw earlier in the article. And there you can see reference to that spin-off subsidiary, which we just saw in recent news. Now, they were also featured in Resource World magazine, so getting a ton of attention in the media and from the investment community. And a great interview or recording with Small Cap Voice, again from the CEO, Tim Fernbach. So a ton of great resources available on the internet and YouTube surrounding Grid Battery Metals, along with that research report from Harbinger Research, which came out with a 22-cent target for the seasoned team at Grid Battery Metals, which again, based on where this was trading at the time the article was put together, represented 193% potential upside. And if we look at the US listing, at this point in time, it was trading at 7.5 cents. And as we saw in the intro, currently trading sub 4 cents, making this an even more attractive buying opportunity if you believe in the thesis laid out by Harbinger Research and that 22-cent price target. Now, what I really like about the lithium and electric vehicle or battery metals space overall is the macro support that this sector is receiving. You can see the electric vehicle sales or expectations out to 2030 really going parabolic there, obviously driving a lot of demand for these input resources. Nickel demand is on a very similar trajectory, expecting 3.7 times more nickel to be required by 2050 than was consumed back in 2019. Now, they then go on to give additional information about these mining jurisdictions and some key information about the projects themselves, the proximity to surge battery metals, which we discussed, and some of the promising results they're seeing at the Clayton Valley project, and then finish things off with an in-depth review of the leadership team, again headed by Tim Fernbach. So Grid Battery Metals, you guys, for those reasons, is definitely one that I would have on my radar if you're looking for exposure to the battery metals, lithium, and nickel sectors. I would be super curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, especially if you're already holding shares of this company or any of their competitors or peers in the battery metals space. If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value. Make sure you hit the like button, you guys, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you as part of the community. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.